Every day, from the moment you open your eyes, a silent dialogue begins, the one between you and your thoughts. Before the world speaks to you, your mind already has. It tells you what to expect, what to fear, what to chase, and what to avoid. And within that quiet voice lies the power to shape your entire life. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He didn't say happiness depends on wealth, success, love, or recognition, but on something much smaller, much closer, and much more powerful. The thoughts that live inside your mind. Think about that for a moment. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant, there will grow. If you plant seeds of fear, anger, and envy, they will bloom into anxiety and unhappiness. If you plant patience, gratitude, and understanding, you will harvest peace. Most people spend their lives trying to control the outer world, rearranging circumstances, chasing things, changing people, yet they forget the soil of their mind. And so their happiness keeps slipping through their fingers. Marcus understood that we cannot control the world, but we can always control our thoughts about it. And that single realization transforms everything. When someone insults you, it is not the insult that hurts. It is your interpretation of it. When you lose something, it is not the loss itself that breaks you. It is your attachment to what you thought you needed. The Stoics believed that between every event and your reaction, there is a space, and in that space lies your power. The power to choose what kind of thought will grow inside you. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. Wind howls, rain pours, lightning flashes, chaos everywhere. You cannot stop the storm. But inside you, there is a small, calm room where you decide how to see it. You can either curse the weather or admire the strength of nature. The storm outside stays the same. But the storm inside? That's yours to calm. Marcus Aurelius lived this truth while ruling an empire, facing wars, betrayal, loss, and disease. He had everything the world says should make a man happy. Yet he knew happiness was not something the world could give. He wrote his reflections to remind himself that peace begins and ends with thought, that no crown, no power, no applause could bring joy if the mind was restless. Ask yourself, what kind of thoughts fill your mind each day? Are they thoughts of gratitude, patience, kindness, understanding, or are they filled with worry, resentment, and comparison? You cannot have a peaceful life with a stormy mind. You cannot live fully while feeding thoughts that drain your energy. The Stoics trained their minds like warriors. Every time a negative thought appeared, they challenged it. Is this within my control? They would ask. If yes, they would act wisely. If not, they would let it go. This simple discipline, questioning, pausing, choosing, built a fortress inside their mind that nothing could breach. It is easy to believe that happiness comes from success, from relationships, from the next goal. But notice, every time you achieve one desire, your mind creates another. That's because happiness doesn't come from fulfilling endless wants, but from mastering how you think about what you already have. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And Marcus continued that truth. Happiness is a reflection of how clean, balanced, and noble your thinking is. A chaotic mind will create a chaotic life, no matter how beautiful the outside looks. Look around. The most peaceful people are not those with perfect lives. They're the ones who've learned to keep their thoughts pure. They find good where others see bad. They pause where others react. They forgive where others hold grudges. Their peace is not ignorance. It is strength. It is mastery over their own inner world. Your thoughts are not random guests. They are choices. You can invite wisdom, patience, gratitude, or anger, fear, and judgment. Whichever you entertain most often becomes your identity, and your identity becomes your destiny. The next time your mind tells you a story, pause. Ask, is this thought helping me or harming me? Most of the time you'll realize it's only a story, not a fact. You can choose a better one. You can reframe. You can tell yourself, this moment is teaching me, instead of, this moment is punishing me. The Stoics practiced this constantly, reframing every hardship into an opportunity for virtue. If insulted, they practiced patience. If hurt, they practiced forgiveness. If challenged, they practiced courage. In doing so, they kept their thoughts clean and their lives light. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his journal, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are bitter, your world will taste bitter. If your thoughts are kind, your world will feel kind. You see what you choose to focus on. So if you want happiness, start where it begins. Not outside, not in others, not in luck or timing, but in the quiet place where your thoughts are born. Clean that space. Guard it like a sacred temple, because everything you experience passes through the lens of your mind first. Even pain can become purpose if the mind interprets it wisely. Even failure can become strength if the thought behind it is patient. Even endings can become beginnings if your mind sees them as lessons. Happiness is not something you chase. It's something you allow when your thoughts stop fighting reality. It's the peace that comes when you stop asking life to be different and start choosing to see it differently. So, begin today. Watch your thoughts as you would watch the sky. When a dark cloud appears, a thought of anger, fear, or envy, don't fight it. Just notice it. Let it drift. Then choose again. Choose something brighter. Choose gratitude. Choose calm. In time, the storms will pass faster. The sun will stay longer. And one day, you'll realize that your happiness was never missing. It was only hidden behind the clouds of your own thoughts. Because as Marcus Aurelius wrote centuries ago, and as still holds true today, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts.